Hi, so I just want to give you a quick overview of Plickers, and just so you know, you can find this PowerPoint at this link right here. And so if you ever need to take a look at some of the screenshots that are in there, you'll see them right there. And I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Tara. I am the Math and Social Studies Consultant at Ingham ISD. So real quick, I am just one of the few people that focuses on, helps to focus on technology at the ISD. So Andrew Shaver and Heidi Gaskin also help out, and you can see their contact information is available here. And so I want to talk a little bit before we get into the actual Plickers, just thinking about why you would use Plickers. And so thinking about in a traditional classroom where you might lecture on a new topic for a while, it's hard to know whether or not your kids are understanding what you're talking to them about. And so Plickers provides you with that formative assessment tool that you only need one device in the classroom for, to help get a feeling for where your kids are at and to help kids know how much they know. So hopefully that gives you kind of a little background on why you might use these. So no student devices are needed. The cards work for any class, so you can have just one set of 30 cards and you can use them throughout the day. Up to 63 students. You can, in Plickers, I'll show you, put in student names and actually get feedback based on a specific student, or you don't have to. Okay, so how to create a Plickers quiz. So what you're going to do is go to plickers.com and sign up for an account. So there's a sign up link right here. It'll ask for your name, email, and a password. Once you get that done, it will pop up with this screen and it will ask you to add a new class. When you click on add a new class, it will ask you to put in a class name, the year, the subject, and a class color, and then you can actually hit save. So hopefully that's pretty intuitive to do. Here comes the part where you can skip if you'd like. You definitely can enter in names one at a time. You can hit this copy and paste link and it will give you a big text box where you can copy and paste kids' names, maybe from an Excel spreadsheet or from your grade book. They do have to be one student name per line though to make it work. And then what will happen is if you put kids' names in, if you see that Susie Smith is number 1, Susie Smith has to have this first card right here, and so she always has to have that card. Once you're done adding students, or if you decide you don't want to add students, and it's okay either way, you can actually start writing your questions. So you're going to go to the library tab to actually start writing your questions, and you'll notice that you can start typing your question right here. And what you can do too is look at questions you've already written based on each class. When you click type your question here, you can type the body of your question there, decide if you want multiple choice or true false, put in the answer possibilities, and if it is a question that has a correct answer with it, which you might use or you might not, make sure that you mark the box correct so you can see which kids got which ones right or wrong. You might though just ask kids on a scale of 1 to 4, how well do you know this material? And so there might not be a correct answer and you don't have to put that in. Then you can hit save and you're all set with your question. The last thing it's going to ask you to do is add this to a specific plan. You can add it to as many classes as you'd like, but then when you get on your iPad, it will, when you pull up a specific class, like my PD class here, only the questions I've assigned to that class will show up. Next, you can continue to type more questions, however many questions you feel like you're going to need for that particular class. Once you're done entering in the questions, you're going to click on Live View, and that will project your questions up on the board. This screen gets a little crazy. Now notice here's your question. You can make the font bigger or smaller. You can decide whether or not you'd like to show the students and who has submitted it and who hasn't, or you can show a graph of how many kids have picked each answer. Or this button right here, the little play button, will get rid of everything that is right here. And when you click full screen, it will be, that's the best mode to project it in. So this one's a little tricky, but don't be afraid to just push buttons and play around. You can see there's not much on the page, so it's not like you're going to mess anything up. So you'll have your question projected on the board, and then what you'll need to do is download and sign into the Plickers app, and it is an iPhone app, so make sure that you're searching iPhone. Even if you're on the iPad, just make sure that you're searching by iPad or iPhone apps. It is the same sign-in that you will use for your earlier account. So what will come up first on your device is a screen that looks like this. And so you will click on whatever class you want. So if it's the Mason New Teachers, I will click on that. Only the questions will come up that I've assigned to it, and then I can choose one of the questions that I would like to scan. So I chose this question, the what does IEP stand for, to actually scan. And once you pick a question, your computer, like actually on your desktop or your laptop computer, that will change. It will project whatever question you changed to. You'll touch this camera button, and once you've touched the camera button, your iPad will look like this. And that's when you'll ask kids to hold up their Plickers with the correct letter facing up. And you don't even have to move. You can just scan across the room, and then it will pop up. Notice here it's showing me that Leslie Nope has submitted, so I can see whether she's right or wrong. It'll show up as green or red, and then it will show up here. I'll see how many kids have picked each letter, and that will continue to grow as you scan them. So you can make sure that you have all kids that are completing this. When you're done, this check mark will allow you to kind of archive the results that the question is done. And then it will show you a report on your iPad when you click on that question. So you don't even have to necessarily go back to this reports page. On your iPad, when you go back to that question again, it will show you that report. But you can go back to the reports page, and you can again see for each question how many kids answered each one. And if you've put names in, you can actually, I believe it's clicking on the question, or I can't remember exactly, one of these. If you click on either the letter or the question, it should show you per kid how they did. Off to the side, it will show you how each individual person did. So you can have a really great resource, and it will save that right there for you. So hopefully that helps give you a kind of a quick view of Plickers. So please do let us know if you have any questions. We'd be happy to come in and help you as you do your inaugural Plicker assignment if you need any help. Thanks.